So the scaling was opted into early, and both teams just matched. And we're now getting into a situation where we are leaning heavily into the late.
Playing against Bro. His overall win rate on Cassiopeia is also 20%. He is 1-4. He's only played it 5 times. Obviously, the majority of League of Legends in his career has not been fearless.
Oh, no. That's what caused the whole beef. You know,
if you go to Busan, you can get sand in your sneakers.
Well, Xerath wouldn't like that.
But Xerath wouldn't like that, but we got a bit of a fight. I'm just kidding. So anyway, about Busan, really looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. Lucid just gonna face check into where he knew Cassiopeia was, but he is Kindred and he will live. The ult comes down and the laser gets him. The Drake still goes over to KT, but that's a couple of kills now over to DK. Perfect does not have his flash. It's a third Chemtech soul in a row, and Perfect very tanky, but I think eventually he just dies. And so 3 kills to DK, not half bad.
I'm really off my game today. Sorry, guys. It is just Chemtech.
3 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay.
Oh, aiming. Whoa.
Aiming, skanking over the wall. He picked up, I think, 2 or maybe 3 stacks. Here comes Sion, and now Barrel's dead. So not really sure about that play, but you know, aiming got 3 stacks.
You know, look, Beryl is a player who I think many times has played too aggressive and died for it. I ain't blaming him for that one, right? Aiming flies over the wall and Beryl dies for it. You know, a little bit crazy, a little bit over aggressive. They do get Dogdam's flash though, so you know there is something from it. They're now looking. They are looking to fight for this 4v5.
They don't have their Nautilus. It's gone. And now the ult comes down, and the Orin is just stuck on the Miasma. Finally gets out, just barely as the sun doesn't come down. And now the counter ult does come down. Only his
nice
Sion.
dodge.
Yep, good dodge. Bit of damage here from aiming. He's just collecting stacks. There's some more stacks. And yeah, nobody's actually fighting. Maybe able to go for Perfect though, as he is trying to run, but he's not quite able to run fast enough. So the kill goes to aiming actually.
Okay, I mean, if the goal was getting stacks, that was a huge team fight, you know? From a little bit scrappy, Shiru ends up getting ulted immediately, and they just don't quite have enough damage to kill him immediately. But then, like, oh, no, never mind. Too much fighting. Guys, I know these are scaling comps, but we have to fight now.
Yeah. Not sure about that. Peril takes a big chunk already. Perfect, though, is getting chunked massively. Might have to flash out of this one as he goes in first, and then he goes out. Shiyu gonna come down here, but this might should go. Yes, it will. Over to KT. Cuz throws down his circle, but a lot of low health bars here on the side of KT. BDD at least gets the 1 kill, but they have to abandon ship. It looks like Perfect might just be the sacrifice again. The Showmaker picks up yet another kill. Looking for a bit more backing on the ward right here is Dom. As, yeah, he might just die. 1 clap does it, and the flash over the wall, and Lucid picks up the kill. Still no stack as he only has 1 so far. And now he gets popped over to the side of BDD. It's KT. They're turning this fight around about 2 minutes later. Continuing to go in onto Shiyu, who is desperately trying to get away. And might just be able to, Cuz continuing to go in. BDD still here, and now with the combo coming down, looks like Shiyu is just dead. And they even give that kill over to BDD.
You know, I was ready to flame Dogdam for that recall, but it was all a bait, allegedly, perhaps,
excellent play.
Maybe. Yes, totally, surely. Feature strength go to Dplus. Oh no, they're looking for Showmaker.
Uh-oh.
He's got it.
Nice flash. There it is. Flash comes in. And the Sentinel ult over the top keeps him alive. Looks like he was going to live anyway, but no damage really comes in. Now aiming, walking down very fast. And Barrel's going to hook him in here. Not sure about that one, Barrel. As now he is being taken for a walk, and the ult comes down and is aiming! Aiming looks straight into the eyes of the snake and gets punished for it, and Showmaker gets baited. He's got 3 kills and 0 deaths, and Dogdam collects huge amounts of cash money.
The MVP of the play, Dogdam, who set it all up with his recall, comes back to get the kill. No, but in all seriousness,
hours later.
BDD is so locked in to going to Busan, just slithering about on the sand, getting a huge ult on aiming, and this game, you know,
Rift Herald's still in the game. And it looks like we are going to have the Alistair piloting this one. Not going to do any missing maneuvers here. As now, Shiu goes in and he just kind of dies. No follow-up. Gets burnt down. And Perfect is also getting burnt down, giving a bunch of stacks over to the Smolder.
He has hit his threshold, aiming very scary now. But they just lost their Ornn. So they will move, the Atacana will be taken. And by the way, I do want to mention something. So we've been talking a lot about stacks and how the person I put the most emphasis on stack-wise, the person I said really needed to have stacks. Have 4. And the thing is, it means it's all on aiming and Showmaker. And Showmaker's not that strong. Aiming is pretty strong at least, but it's like it's Smolder or bust at this point.
You got the Scion flank. And he's going to start running the opposite way. Nice little knock up here on Ashiu, who once again is just being bullied. So much damage coming down onto him already. At least he's able to get his ult off. He's in the Kindred, but Peter's in the back line, knocking everybody up. And now the follow-up comes in from KT. Lucid is dead. And Perfect just chases them down. Alongside of Peter, just going to taxi them out of this one. And the Dragon is up. And that will be Chemtech Soul for KT.
Yep, and a lot of value from that. The healing available to the center, the shielding for the Scion, but also just if you get someone low, then it's going to be so much harder to kill. You're already struggling to cut through these health bars.
Yeah. Cassiopeia, Xin Zhao, Alistair, Scion. It's basically only Senna who doesn't get a huge amount of value from the Soul.
Oh,
and now they're hitting in mid! Their root's going to come down and aiming just dies for free! KT! They're going up, up, up on this roller coaster, and I don't see any signs of coming down yet.
No one was ready to call a 3-0.
They're doing the Baron.
Oh, this is...
Guys.
Just send it, send it, send it, send it. You gotta send it, you gotta send it.
Nope, they're backing away. They're turning onto the TP. This is a Scion.
Just kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him.
Yeah, they might be able to. He's going to ult out of the stun, and he is supremely tanky.
Yeah, they do no damage.
And now Shiu is taking a lot more on the left side here. He might be able to get his ult off, which does a decent amount, but you can see the rest of DK is just running away. And now that Miasma is down, Shiu didn't even have flash. The follow-up from Peter is huge. It is going to keep them around. Big ult comes through from Beryl, and now you've got them in place. At least the one kill does go their way. Nice look away from Lucid, but that is going to be the ult down from the Kindred, the ult bot. The follow-up hook from Beryl is big, but it's onto a Scion, and that is not going to be big at all. And now the follow-up here on the Lucid. Look at the range right now from the Senna, just turreting them down. And now they can turn to look for this Baron.
Honestly, that would have been a good fight if the goal was closer. You could see the low health bars, you could see the burn so close to coming through, the execute nearly there, the damage, trying to make pro.
He just keeps doing this, getting really fed, picking up POMs. Unfortunately, for Perfect, not exactly the highlight series, but you know, he played well still. He's just not put in that position that he was in the best of 3. And now, once again, Shiu's kind of the bait in the front line. Sornult could be good. It's going to hit BDD at least. And now we have a bit of damage coming down. The Nautilus ult out of BDD as well is going to zone him away for quite a while. But now we got the flash in for Perfect. Trying to engage, and Beryl just going to be chopped away at as he gets taken down. Big stun onto 3, and now Peter going to go down. That's going to make this Chaos Storm quite large, and KT is going to dodge all that and just run away. Elder Drake is now live. And the burn is beginning to hurt here from the side of aiming. That's a huge one. And you do see some healing does come in from Duckdom, but DK now positioned here on this objective.
Getting a decent amount of poke, but the problem is there's so much sustain from KT. Shiu needs to be so careful.
Yeah, he's going to get slowed up there at the end there as well. Just barely gets away.
Center sustain is getting so much work done here. Oh, Lucid, do not.
Uh-oh. We got the Mega Cone, and he gets ulted and taken down. A bit of damage does come out from aiming and Showmaker. They've still got mana, but the sustain that you mentioned and blue buff here for KT, BDD is going to get out of the stun. Pretty important, and now we got the wraparound. We got the wraparound once again. He's not going to hit anything except the wall, and he should be going down here. So now KT in a weird spot. Beryl respawns, as does Peter, but still kind of a wonky one.
Okay, they both have TP. Showmaker aiming at a recall and TP back in. Lucy's going to spawn in 15. What? Okay.
Live with his ult to maybe get in.
No. He's not living. His ult is to stop Cuz's smite so he can smite himself. That is Luce's job is to kill Elder.
Yeah, they almost broke through Perfect Shield. They didn't quite do it, though. And we go again. We'll engage.
Randuin's slow?
Yeah, Randuin's going to keep him around. All of these fights feel like endurance races right now for both these teams. Bit of damage goes on to Shiu. And, okay, so now the blue buff is gone. You can see that...
Is it just Smolder diff? If no one takes Elder, aiming is just going to be the Elder.
All right, we're trying to ult Duck Dom. They're not going to be able to do so. And aiming is still the Elder. He's doing a huge amount of damage. Cuz is doing the Raptors.
He's a jungler at heart.
Got to get my farm in where I can, you know. It's all about this Elder still.
Guys, my CST stat. Gotta keep it up.
Nothing has changed. We're still fighting the same fight from 3 minutes ago. Baron is going to spawn in a minute now. The Elder spawned while KT had the Baron. And now engaging onto the Ornn. That's a good one from Peter. Finds the front line. And Luce are going to be forced to ult early. Aiming, trying to run out of the ult. He's going to be pulled out of the stun, but still aiming goes down. And now it seems like the dominoes will fall again as 4 members go down for DK. KT looking to push in towards Showmaker. Not even going to look at that Elder Dragon. And aiming did 8k damage, and it still didn't matter.
Still not enough AK damage. Half a Perfect's health bar, apparently. KT able to hold on strong. Gonna finish this one with a 3-0 and start their run through the gauntlet towards Busan.
Yeah, I mean, KT looking like a very scary team after this one. Not sure how much of it was their great play and DK's not so great play, but it's still a 3-0, a clean one. Nothing to see here going at KT Rolster. Their first spot in